Failure is success and progress. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is basically a cousin to success. It's one and the same. So every mistake, every mishap, every, missed opportunity is just a learning opportunity. You're not losing, you are learning, you are being sharpened, and you are leveling up, honestly. So the more failures you take and embrace, the better, because failure isn't final, it's feedback. It gives you feedback in order how to reiterate and how to go about something better on the next step forward. So stop looking at it as this opposing force or the enemy of success. The most successful people probably failed the most. Look at Thomas Edison, what he says about the light bulb or whatever, where it took him like 1,000 or 10,000 tries. Like, you have to keep experimenting, keep going, keep refining your technique, your skills, and just building your self-image. The more failures, the more rejections, the more no's you hear, the better, because you start building up a confidence and a backbone. And people think it's the opposite. They think you get a lot of failure and you get discouraged. It can discourage you at no number one or rejection number one, maybe even rejection number 10, maybe even rejection number 25. But once you start getting to 50, 100, 1,000, you start getting excited. You start looking forward to no. You start going for no, because after a certain amount of no's, you have a data point where you're going to get a yes. And it's worth going for no. It's worth going until you hear the yes, until you close that deal, until you get that one banger YouTube video, until you get that one girl or guy that you think might be a potential spouse one day, until whatever the case is. But too many people look at it and get discouraged and they die along the journey. The journey of success is filled with failures, but you look back on your failures and know that they just built you. They leveled you up. They helped you get smarter. They helped you get stronger. They helped you get, more efficient in certain aspects. But too many people die on the journey. They start getting fearful of no. They start fearing rejection. They start being scared of striking out when they know that they could potentially hit a home run. How are you scared of striking out when you can hit a home run? Like, if I told you had to go out and get rejected 1,000 times, I'll give you $1 million. How fast would it take you to get rejected 1,000 times? Some people would probably get that in a day, if not, let alone a week. They would be rushing out everywhere trying to get no's, asking girls out and getting no, asking for free coffee, free food, asking people to borrow money, and they would go get their no's. But when it comes to just business success, personal development, trying to be better, they're too scared. They're too scared to take the no's. They're too scared to face rejection. They're too scared to even try. And I think that's the most alarming aspect of things. It's not that being a failure isn't even a real thing. Failing is truly like not trying. That's what the true failures in life. The true failures in life are the people that just quit or didn't even try. They never even got started. But the people that get in, start, fail, they become the best. They become success. They learn how to actually do things. They are the ones that pave the world. Like, you get in the gym, you don't know what you're doing, and you're going to fail a lot of things. You're going to fail reps. That's how you build strength, because now you know where your threshold is. You know where your benchmark is in order to improve and try to get better and get stronger next time. You go and fail a lot in businesses. You fail 9 businesses, but the 10th one hits, and now you're a multi-millionaire. Now you created family legacy. You go out and you date, and you get a lot of girls or guys that tell you no, but then you meet your future wife, your future husband, because you never know who's going to be. You might have to take some no's. It's very rare that on your first opportunity of anything you hit gold. Now, is it possible? Yes. But for the majority of people, most likely not. That's most likely not going to be their journey. So you got to just understand that failure is just progression towards success. Whatever your goal is, you're going to fail a lot. So if your goal is to get married one day and have kids, you don't think you're going to go on multiple dates with people you don't like. You don't think you're going to go through multiple breakups. You don't think you're going to go through multiple swipes if you use dating apps. You don't think you're going to go to multiple different aspects and reiterations of failure. It might not be called failure in the moment, but if you don't match with somebody on a dating app, that's failure. If you go on a date and you get friend zoned, that's a form of failure. Yes, that might be somebody that is truly meant to be friend, and you might be lifelong friends. But if you started it out as a date, you failed because you were pursuing an intimate relationship with that person. So think of that. You're going to be failing a lot. Have you ever been fired from a job? Awesome. That's not your final career. That's not, your calling was not that specific job. Maybe it's a different job. Maybe it's to get promoted at a different company. Maybe it's to go start your own business or source of income. So it's a progress. You learn as you go through day in and day out of life, week of life, years of life. And it could take decades. It could take 20 years to be an overnight success. It could take 10 years to find your future wife or husband. It could take 10 years to build the dream body you want. It could take 10 years to do all these things. But it could also take 30. It could also take 50 years. But if you're still alive, is it worth it? Yes, because your life is worth living. You only get one life. And we do have a certain aspect of control of our life, but then there's a lot of things out of our control that God or the universe will present as our path. But then there's things you can try, your effort, your attitude. You can try to do things. You can try to be a good person and reap good karma, reap good harvest from what the seeds you're sowing. But too many people give up. Too many people quit. Too many people don't even try. They never get started. They do it. They don't give full effort. They give 50% versus 100%. They think of themselves. They're too selfish. They want to be takers. They don't want to give. And then they don't want to truly invest in themselves. Like, yeah, it's okay to buy a course. It's okay to buy a book. It's okay to invest in a YouTube series. Like, too many people think the answer is going to come for free, and a lot of times it's not going to come for free. And the answers that do come from free are going to be the reps that you put in and failed. You learn on your own. You only learn from two ways: mistakes and mentors, and you need an equal amount of them. You need somebody that's been where you want to go so that you can shortcut. It took them 10 years, and now they're a master of that skill, craft, business model, endeavor, marriage, whatever it is. Can they teach you how to do it faster? In 5 years, in 2 years, in 1 year. And then you do need to make your own failures, because everybody is different. Just because somebody succeeded in real estate one specific way doesn't mean that's going to be the exact way that you succeeded. Just because this person has 1 million subscribers on YouTube doesn't mean that's going to be the same exact way you're going to get your millions of subscribers. Just because this person's marriage looks like this doesn't mean your marriage is going to look like that. Just because this person raises their kids like this doesn't mean that you're going to have to raise your kids like that. Like, there's still going to be things that you have to learn along the way. And that's why failure is vital, because without you failing, you'll never learn it. How else will you learn it if you don't? Like, think about it. So stop taking shortcuts. Stop being afraid. Stop not taking action. Stop stopping. How about that? Stop quitting along the journey, and realize that failure is success and progress, and it is needed. It is mandatory. It is vital towards your success, your happiness, and all your dreams and goals. This was day 125 consistency, and I wish you peace and blessings on the journey.